very much, my friend. Great to see you. What a team. There's the team. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Who's ready for a change for Canada? Right on. You're all ready to put Canada first for a change? Yes. Excellent. Quelle belle équipe ici, nos candidats. I'm going to just introduce them all as Ziad Abultayef, Jag Sharon, Singh Mahal. We have Saeed Ahmed, Billy Morin, Chief Billy Morin. Do you keep the title Chief forever? Excellent. So we'll be calling him Chief, and we'll be calling him a Member of Parliament at the same time. And a great story. Balanced his budget, brought unemployment down 2/3, economic development he did for the Enoch Cree, what we need to do for all of Canada. We have the great Tim Uppal, Deputy Leader of the Conservative Party, is here. Miles Barry is with us as well. Where's Miles? There's Miles. Thank you very much for your candidacy and your hard work. And, of course, the legendary Matt Genereux, longtime servant to the people of Edmonton. Let's give him a round of applause. I want to give a big thanks to the workers here and, of course, the owners at Trail Tire Tamarack, a real Canadian success story. For 30 years, they've been keeping our cars and trucks moving in top-notch condition with the best mechanical work, diagnostics, tire work for cars and trucks. Bring your automobiles here. If anybody who has a Conservative membership gets free admission to the facility. They are really a symbol of everything that is great about our country. Hardworking people, getting up every day, building our country, doing their jobs, paying their taxes. But unfortunately, after the lost Liberal decade, they are paying more taxes than ever before, getting squeezed on all ends by a system that rips them off. After the lost Liberal decade, there are two classes of Canadians. There are the hard-working people behind me who pay too much and spend hours filling out paperwork for CRA. And then there are the global elites who dodge taxes using sophisticated overseas tax havens, who reap all the benefits of Canada and contribute nothing at all. This is life after the lost Liberal decade, and can you believe it? After doubling housing costs, increasing taxes by $10,000 per family, giving us the worst inflation in 40 years, and unleashing crime and chaos in our community, this same Liberal Party thinks they deserve a fourth term in power. Worse, Mark Carney was the economic advisor that helped bring about the lost Liberal decade, promoting high taxes and inflationary money printing that gave us the rising costs and the shrinking economy that is now under America's thumb. Mark Carney did all of this while his company dodged Canadian taxes. Can you imagine? He was advising Justin Trudeau to hike the carbon tax and increase inflationary spending, while his company stashed its cash in Bermuda to avoid paying their fair share. Mark Carney, like all Liberals, is a high-tax hypocrite, making you pay more while he dodges his bill. Now, the same Liberal MPs, same Liberal ministers, same Liberal strategists making the same Liberal promises think they deserve a fourth term in power. And that is the choice in this coming election. Do we want a fourth Liberal term of rising costs and crime and a falling economy under America's thumb? Or is it time for a change with a new Conservative government that will axe taxes, build homes, unleash our resources to bring home our jobs, and stand up to the Americans from a position of strength by putting Canada first? That's the choice. That's the choice. Right now, Canadians pay more for government in higher taxes. They pay more in taxes than they do for food, clothing, and shelter combined. In fact, the average family is paying $10,000 more tax today than they were before the lost Liberal decade. And while you scramble to file before the deadline, checking every line to avoid being hit by a CRA audit, you learn that global Liberal elites are getting away without paying anything at all. One of these insiders happens to be Justin Trudeau's economic advisor and handpicked successor, Mark Carney. It turns out that at the same time he was advising Trudeau for higher taxes, Carney was stashing his company cash in an offshore fund registered to a post office box above a bicycle shop in Bermuda. Now, he didn't pick Bermuda for the weather. KPMG says that Bermuda has no capital gains tax, dividend tax, or withholding tax, making it one of the world's most notorious tax havens. In fact, Mark Carney's company has been called Canada's biggest tax dodger. Well, while you're double-checking your tax return to avoid a penalty, Carney and his global elite Liberal friends dodge theirs, and then they make the government raise taxes on these people behind me to pay the difference. Last year alone, the Liberals, with Carney advising them, wrote off $5 billion in corporate taxes, including $1 billion for just 5 companies. Meanwhile, the CRA was busy harassing small businesses and charities, forcing them to rifle through old receipts from 6 years earlier, charging fees and fines and endless accounting and lawyer fees falling on the backs of businesses not different than this one. You can't avoid your taxes. Global elites should not be able to either. And that is why I will end the Liberal two-tier tax system, where elites get loopholes and working people get audited. And I'm going to be putting hard-working Canadians first for a change. Here's how. 1, we will be naming a Bring It Home Economic and Tax Task Force, whose mandate will be to ensure that we close overseas tax havens and force the very wealthy to pay what they owe. My task force will specifically propose solutions to close loopholes that allow tax havens to be a source of evading taxes for the well-connected and the global elite. I'll also direct CRA to reapportion the use of its staff. We're going to have fewer auditors going after charities and small businesses, and more going after international tax evaders. The goal will be to collect an extra $1 billion from international tax havens and by closing the loopholes that enable them. We will create a public name and shame registry so that global, multinational, and billionaire tax dodgers are named and exposed so that everyone knows who they are. And we will expand the offshore tax informant program, giving whistleblowers up to 20% of recovered funds when they help expose illegal tax schemes. We will target tax havens, expose offshore fortunes, and bring the money home. All of this with the goal of reducing the tax burden on the people in this country. We'll do so with lower taxes for people like these great Canadians behind me. We're going to put them first for a change. We're going to cut income tax for the average worker by 15%. We're going to, so that their hard work actually pays off and they bring home more of each dollar they earn. We're going to axe the federal sales tax on new homes to save them up to $65,000 on the purchase of a house. We'll cut energy taxes by getting rid of the entire carbon tax for everything, for everybody, for real, for good, for a change. We're also going to get rid of, here's the other idea we're going to have. I'd like to know if the small business, you're the owner, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, you know, the Liberals tried to hit you with a capital gains tax increase. I've got a way better idea than that. I find it's funny that Mark Carney was the economic advisor who pushed that idea while he was dodging his taxes. Here's my idea. Let's cut taxes on people who bring investment home. So I'm going to pass the Canada First reinvestment tax cut. 0 capital gains tax when you reinvest your gains here in Canada. What do you think? So if you sell an investment and you bring it here to expand your garage, hire more workers, invest in new equipment that will help you repair more automobiles, you will be rewarded with a full tax deferral while you expand Canada's investment. This will allow us to bring home the hundreds of billions of dollars Liberals have pushed out of the country with their high taxes. It will allow home builders to build more homes for our youth. It will allow businesses to provide bigger paychecks for our workers. We want to protect jobs in Canada, including Canadian-made automobiles. That's why we will axe the federal sales tax on Canadian-made automobiles. Bring home our auto production. We're going to let traveling trades workers write off the full cost of their food, transportation, and accommodation. And we will back up the trades by training 350,000 young people to go through apprenticeships and work in great places like this. And we're going to unleash the production of our resources by repealing the Liberal No New Development, No New Pipelines Law, C-69, the Liberal energy cap, gone, the Liberal industrial carbon tax, gone. We're going to unleash Canadian energy production to bring the jobs home to this country so we can stand up to the Americans from a position of strength. Over. New Conservative government will put Canada's economy, our communities, and most of all, our workers and seniors first. We will unlock incredible potential of this country. We should be the richest nation on earth, but what it takes is having a new government with a real change that will axe taxes, approve construction of homes, pipelines, and other opportunities for Canadians. And that is what is at stake in this election. Canadians have a choice. After the lost Liberal decade, are they going to bring back the Liberals for a fourth term of rising crime and costs and a falling economy under America's thumb, or are they going to choose change with a new Conservative government that will axe taxes, unleash construction, build homes and pipelines so that we can stand up to the Americans from a position of strength and put Canada first for a change? Let's bring it home. Thank you very much.